Welcome back to the deep dive. Today we're looking at India in the early 2000s, and honestly, the situation our sources describe is pretty grim.
It's staggering. You had something like 97 million people without safe drinking water.
And the fatality rates from waterborne diseases were just through the roof, a massive public health crisis.
Right, and you'd expect, a government body to step in.
But instead, we're talking about a consumer goods giant, Unilever, and their invention, Pureit.
This is such a classic case study. It's all about innovation for what they call the base of the pyramid.
That's a term you see a lot, the BUP. For anyone listening, that's the largest but poorest socioeconomic group.
A group often ignored by big companies because, well, they have very low purchasing power.
So designing for them puts some incredible constraints on Unilever's engineers.
They couldn't just make a cheaper version of a premium filter. Their customer had no running water and, crucially, no electricity.
That's the part that I found fascinating. No power means no UV, no reverse osmosis. They had to invent a way to kill viruses using only gravity.
A massive technical hurdle. They landed on a 4-stage process.
Okay, so the first two were pretty standard, right? A mesh for dirt and then carbon for parasites.
Exactly. The real breakthrough was stage 3, the germ kill processor.
This is the core of it. It's a programmed chlorine release designed to dose the water perfectly without any electronics.
To give you water that was, as they said, as safe as boiled water.
Yeah.
Then a final polisher to get rid of the chlorine taste.
But the most brilliant part of the design wasn't how it worked. It was how it broke.
The auto shut-off.
Right.
See, most filters just slowly degrade. You could be drinking unsafe water for weeks and not even know it.
But Pureit was different.
The device physically stops dispensing water once the germ kill kit is used up. It just blocks the flow.
Which is an amazing safety feature, but it's also a pretty aggressive business strategy.
It absolutely is. It's the classic razor and blade model.
Like selling the printer for cheap, but making the real profit on the ink cartridges.
That's the perfect analogy. The device itself was sold at almost no margin, about $44 US. The profit came from selling the replacement germ kill kits.
And auto shut-off guaranteed that recurring revenue. You had to buy the blade.
But selling it was a whole other challenge. People looked at clear water and thought it was safe.
The Clearwater fallacy.
So Unilever had to deploy this army of water experts to do direct-to-home demos.
I love the detail about the ditch water demo.
Oh, it was genius.
They'd take visibly disgusting water from a ditch, pour it through the Pureit in someone's home, and then drink it right in front of them.
Talk about building trust. And to get into really remote areas, they used something called Project Shakti.
Empowering women in the villages to become entrepreneurs and sell the devices themselves.
But even with all that, it wasn't a straight line to success. Competitors emerged.
Like Tata Swatch, with a lower-cost filter. So Unilever had to pivot.
They did. They started moving up market with electric models for the growing middle class, and they expanded globally to places like Mexico and Nigeria.
And the impact was huge. By 2013, they'd reached around 57 million people.
A massive success story for social business. But there's a recent twist to this story.
The sale.
Right. In 2024, Unilever sold the Pureit brand to A.O. Smith, which is a company that specializes in water technology.
Which leaves us with a really interesting question to think about. Does this mean that these kinds of social ventures are best incubated by a giant like Unilever, but can only be truly scaled by a specialist?
Or maybe it suggests that, at the end of the day, the goals of public health and the goals of a shareholder-driven company don't align forever.
Definitely something to chew on. Thanks for listening to this deep dive.
Thank you for listening to Mission Possible, innovating for the world's most marginalized. This podcast is built on the outstanding work of our students, whose curiosity and commitment drive much of the research and storytelling you hear. Each episode is grounded in academic research and shaped through close collaboration with our partners. To learn more about the research and partnerships behind this podcast, feel free to contact us. Thank you for joining.